Welcome to the 9th episode of the Fourth Inning Podcast, the podcast where four friends talk about their one love for sports. If you haven't checked out our last episode, make sure to do so and hear us talk about and rank our favorite TV shows. Also, make sure to check out our social media accounts and give us a follow. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Fourth Inning Pod. Today's episode includes 5 segments that will cover the NBA, NFL, and as well as the MLB. The first week of the MLB season was quite interesting to say the least. There's been a handful of teams who have gone off to a really hot start, and a few teams who have been absolutely dreadful so far.
Yeah, Josh, you're exactly right. But surprisingly, there's not one team that's undefeated or winless.
Yeah.
So
That one was like 3 games into the year.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm going to list here a few underperforming teams, some big names actually. I'm going to start with the Washington Nationals.
Defending champs.
Yeah, who's 2-4, I believe. They've scored 5 combined runs and 4 losses, so it's obvious. It's an obvious teller of why they're losing. They're not scoring
they
runs.
played the Yankees for a series, but 5 runs and how many games? You said 4?
5 games and they're 4 losses.
That's not good.
Yeah, well, very different looking team.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I hate to bring up this team, but the Tigers, they surprised me.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Well,
but
we are talking about underperforming teams.
That's actually gonna bring us into our next underperforming team, the Cincinnati Reds, who have a record of 2-4, and I was hoping that they were gonna get off to a hot start, maybe
They're supposed to
3-0 and sweep the Tigers, but they lost 2 of 3, and it's because I believe the bullpen and some injuries. Moustakas and Nick Senzel were both hurt.
But it was good to see them back in the lineup Wednesday night.
It was good to see him back Wednesday night. It made a difference. Moustakas and Senzel both hit a home run, and it was too little, too late for the Reds. They made that comeback against the Cubs when they almost won it, and they also did that the next night when they scored 3 or 4 runs off the Cubs bullpen too.
Let's keep in mind they're still 2-4 though.
They were still 2-4, and their glaring issue was definitely the bullpen. They're awful.
For sure. Yeah, the bullpen's not good.
We're gonna switch to some overperforming teams. I'm gonna start with this.
We should say surprising teams.
Surprising teams. The San Diego Padres are a surprising team. They have some really hot bats with timely hits, and they have a great bullpen.
Their bullpen is great. The Tatis probably would have won Rookie of the Year last year if he wasn't hurt. So
I think we're gonna talk about the Padres.
It's
a little later in the episode, so tune in for that.
surprising that the Padres bullpen is performing so well with their number one guy not exactly pitching to his.
Yeah, that's true. Another surprising team that we have is the Chicago Cubs, who are now 4-2. Yeah, I know. I believe.
Yeah,
shut down the Reds. Yeah, no one knew who he was.
Definitely the game of his life.
And the Chicago Cubs bats have started hot. Anthony Rizzo's hot. Javier Baez is hot. Wilson Contreras is hot. That lineup's going to be tough to get out if all the bats are hot.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. Which is obvious.
That's how it works.
Everyone get hit.
That's how it works.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to Player of the Week. This is a bit of a hot take, but I have David Fletcher, a bit of an unknown name, but he's in about 20 at bats. He's hitting .556 with 3 RBIs and a 1.275 OPS. Those are big time numbers right there.
About Whit Merrifield, right, John? Yeah.
Yeah, they're all. Nelson Cruz is also up there, right?
Cruz is up there.
Yeah, Cruz
Blake
had
would know.
one big game. I wouldn't know.
One big game, yeah.
A guy who's struggling right now is Christian Yelich. He's hitting, I think, 42. 0-42 right
That's
now.
not good.
Talking about struggling.
That is not
Suarez
good.
went for his first 16.
But for Yelich,
Yelich and MVP. Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, moving on to Pitcher of the Week. It's a close one, but I have Shane Bieber here. He won his first start with 14 strikeouts and no earned runs.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of guys in consideration for this award. Some guys have had 2 starts, other guys with 1 start, Bieber being obviously a start with 1. But a guy like Tyler Glasnow threw a gem in only 4 innings. He came out due to the Rays being up so much they wanted to preserve his arm. Another guy, Clevenger.
Great powers, Castillo.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 had very good outings.
Settle down now.
I know you want to talk about him.
What were you saying?
What were you saying?
Well, Blake rudely interrupted you, so I want to hear what you're saying because you got cut off.
I was saying Bieber's teammate Mike Clevenger threw another gem.
Yes.
Yep.
He threw a great. Kyle Hendricks threw a great game.
Three hit shutout complete game. Yeah.
That's right.
He's going to be a Cy Young contender, I think. Another.
He didn't look too good Wednesday night against the Reds.
Not Wednesday. Another pitcher really close to Shane Bieber's performances is Sonny Gray. He's 2-0 on the year with 20 strikeouts and only 1 earned run. He's really impressing me early in the season.
Yeah, he might even get the edge because of the second start. Has the start over. Win over, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're 1-2. You can put either one as the pitcher of the week. And next, I have the team of the week, and this is going to be kind of obvious. I have the Cleveland Indians, who I believe are 4-1 right now. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yep. Yes, they are.
They are.
Jose Ramirez is looking really good.
Yeah,
so
he's
far.
looking good. Their starting pitching has proved to be elite, with obviously Shane Bieber and Mike Clevenger
being one of the best.
Yeah.
Solid bullpen and a great
solid
lineup.
Bullpen, great lineup with a lot of power.
The Marlins, they came out hot.
Yeah, they came out a lot.
So sad to see.
So did their temperatures, apparently.
Yeah.
There was a lot of positive from the Marlins.
Hashtag cancel the Marlins.
That was a good one, Matt.
Came up with that one on the fly.
Should I ring the bell?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Too early.
It is too early. It's too early.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right, I'm gonna move it on though to Tristan for Let's Rank It.
We're back again with Let's Rank It, and today we'll be ranking the top 5 NFL uniforms. At number 5, I'm going to go with Baltimore Ravens. Their colors are pretty basic, but I really like their alternate.
I wouldn't say
their color rush.
I wouldn't say purple.
Purple is not a color. I think
it's a bit unique.
When you say color, I don't think of purple. I think of red, blue, and yellow.
Roy G. Biv, you know.
Yes.
Well,
purple
is on.
Actually, violet.
Roy G. Biv is a good guy.
Number 5. Number 5, I have the Saints here. I'm a huge fan of the color scheme, and I love their color rush uniforms. I love their helmets, and I love when they wear the all black at home.
At number 5, I have the 49ers. Pretty much one uniform puts them in my top 5, and that's the 94 throwbacks, which are basically just their normal whites with the white pants and the black like shadow.
Just an outline.
Yeah. But it's not an outline necessarily. It's only on the right side.
It makes it look 3D.
Yeah.
It gets the 3D touch.
It gets a little cool. It's a little cool.
Scares me.
Scares you?
Maybe.
At number 4, I'm going to go with Buffalo Bills. Their home and away jerseys are pretty basic, but their color rush, they're all red uniforms. They're pretty nice.
The color rushes are nice.
At number 4, I also have the Bills. I think red, white, and blue combinations look great together in every sport. In every sport. And as Tristan said, the all red just really makes them stand out. They wear the helmet with the white face mask, so it just looks great.
Number 4, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Another simple colors, just some navy blue and white, and I like how those colors work together since they're used a lot, and their color rushes are also very nice.
Color rush is white?
Yeah.
I thought so. Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure it wasn't
all white with the stars in the sleeve.
I thought so. All right, number 4, I have the Jets, and I know this may make some people mad, as sounds like Matt is, but
yeah, I'm angry
because the colors are
it's
not
angry?
basic.
I'm a little angry.
So they're pretty unpopular, but I just think they have a really clean look to them, especially the all blacks with hopefully the black socks, leggings, whatever things, the socks.
Yeah,
I think it looks like they tried a little too hard, but I mean they have some decent colors.
I feel like I like the helmets.
They're
really nice.
they're chrome kind of.
Yeah, the chrome green.
Yes. Their colors are green, so that's.
It would make sense for their helmet to be green because they are, it makes sense.
Green team.
All right, let's move on. Number 3.
All right, number 3, I'm going with New York Jets. I'm not a big fan of the color green, but they can pull it off. I really like it.
I was a little contradicting, but I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
Number 3, I
don't like
it.
green, but I like green.
Number 3, I have the Cowboys. I think they do have the best helmets in the league.
Number 3, I have the Bears.
The Bears.
Another really classic uniform. Blue and orange are both great colors by themselves, but combined, it just takes it to a whole nother level, I think.
All right, my number 3 is the Bucks. I think it's a huge upgrade. Their last year being one of the worst, I think, in the league, and I think it's a huge upgrade with their new uniforms this year, and I just think they look really good.
They pretty much brought back the throwback with the new look, with the new twist to it, I guess.
Yes.
Number 2, I got to go with the Patriots here. I love their new home and away uniforms that they changed. the all navy and then
Not a
the
fan.
white jersey with navy.
I
pants.
like the
love-
Patriots
them.
uniforms a lot. They're barely off my list.
You don't have to rank them. You don't have to rank every jersey.
I love their color rush. I'm not gonna lie, I love them. I think they're the best in the league.
Oh, thank you for not lying.
At number 2, I do have the 49ers, as Blake said earlier. They're so high on my list because of their alternate throwback.
Sure.
It's just a very clean look.
Also have the 49ers. Boy, that gold works with that red. It's beautiful.
Yes, it does.
The red and gold combo, I just think, is almost unmatched in the league. It's beautiful. I love it.
All right, number 2, I have the Saints. Kind of boring, just gold and black, but they just look so good together. One of the probably the best, one of the best color combos. Just when you put gold on black, it really pops, and it just looks really clean.
At number 1, I'm going with the LA Chargers. They have many new and different options.
Yeah.
They got
Yes.
all white. What is
Yeah,
it? Like
uniforms.
baby bluish, all
Yeah.
baby blue, and then all navy.
Looks a little turquoise if you ask me, but I won't argue.
I wouldn't say
Nah.
It
Turquoise
looks,
is
it looks turquoise from the screen, or from the picture I see.
That's no. Anyways, my one is also
Turquoise
the
has a green
Chargers.
in it.
Yeah, my one's also the Chargers. They released these new uniforms in April. They have 6 uniform combinations, something no other team in the league can say. They have an all navy look, an all, I guess, royal blue look, you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other 4 are just a combination of the gold, baby blue, and white. And yeah, the new helmets look great with the numbers on them. It's
Yeah.
just a great look. That's why they're the one.
Number 1, I have an all-time classic. They pull off red and black and white like no one other. I got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Black.
They have
Black?
the black is their tertiary color.
What?
No, it's not.
Where?
Wouldn't it be?
It's
There's
red,
some black.
yellow, and
Yeah,
red,
yellow.
yellow, and white.
white.
Oh.
So white
Black,
would be
black
the
is their
tertiary.
4th color.
What is where's black? Just like the color of the letters? And
It could be, but that's really beside the point. I think their red jerseys and white pants is the best uniform in the NFL, and I don't even think it's close.
Oh.
oh wow.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
wow.
All right, well, and I have the right choice in the Chargers because it's not. I
There's
mean,
no
it's,
right choice. It's an opinion. There's no right choice.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
Okay, Matt. Thank you for defining an opinion for us. I also have the Chargers, and pretty much the same reasons as Tristan and Josh already said. The royal blue look is clean. It kind of like a throwback kind of look at it. Just kind of looks like an older jersey. The the navy blue, probably the best uniform out of them.
I agree.
Yeah, those are just super clean. And then the other their match combos with the white and the blue, and then the yellow pants, and it just looks super clean.
Blake, I don't believe you. I can't believe you don't have the Seahawks jerseys on there.
Why?
You're the big Seahawks guy this year, and
I'm-
the Seahawks have been known to have
Well, he's a fan
a
of
bit of an
their
interesting
players.
jersey.
He's a fan of their players. Doesn't mean
a whole.
jerseys.
I thought he was a big organization guy.
I'm not a big Seahawks.
from top to bottom.
I'm not a big Seahawks fan at all. I'm a big
not a
football
big-
fan, and I
I'm not a big
think
fan of their jerseys either.
Russell Wilson is good, so that's why I.
And you thought the Cowboys were good last year.
All right.
Because they should have been. I'm sorry.
They terribly coached last year, the Cowboys. So
Yeah. After the break, we'll be answering your guys' questions on You Ask, We Answer.
welcome back to the Fourth Inning Podcast, to a segment called You Ask, We Answer. Last week we put out a tweet asking for some questions and really anything you guys wanted to hear us answer. So we got some comments and DMs. We're actually going to answer 6 of those right here. So the first question is, name your top 5 catchers of all time. So this is a collective list. We all agreed with it. And
Yes.
we're just going to roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
At number 5, we have Gary Carter. Dude had an absolute cannon. He threw out 810 guys in his career.
Wow.
You gotta put him on the list.
He had finished with a career batting average of 262 and 324 homers.
That's good enough to get in the Hall of Fame. Batting average.
Yeah, it is because he is. He is. So, I get the joke now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, throw back to episode
Early.
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 2 or 3.
Two.
Maybe 2.
I believe it was 2.
Give it a listen if
Go
you
listen to
haven't
all of
already.
them, and you come back here and tell us which one it was.
All right, moving on. Number 4, we have Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. He finished his career with a batting average of 296 and on base percentage of 334 and 311 total home runs.
Pudge, he was good.
Yeah.
He was
Yes,
good.
he was.
He
That's
could
why
he could
That's
hit
why he's
the
on the list.
he could hit the ball very
he could hit the
hard.
ball and he
could
could
hit
catch
the
the ball.
cover off the ball.
He was very good.
Indeed, that's why he is.
He's Gary Sanchez if Gary Sanchez could catch, but he can't.
That's why
so.
he is number 4 on top 5
Yes.
catchers of all time. But at number 3 we have yet another Met. We have Mike Piazza. He finished his career with a batting average of 308, an on base percentage of 377, and 427 home runs.
Boy, he's another guy that could just rip the ball. He's the pizza man.
He was the
Pizza man.
Pizza man.
At number 2 we have Yogi Berra. He won a total of 3 MVPs and was an absolute wall behind the plate.
10 World Series
10
rings,
World
right?
Series, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all number 1 all time for probably. I can't imagine anybody winning more than that.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's-
Made
ridiculous.
21 World Series as a player and a coach, right?
Yes, he did.
Yep.
That is impressive.
That's
It is
nuts.
impressive. That is impressive.
And our top catcher of all time, a Cincinnati favorite, Johnny Bench. He was a key part of their big Red Machine's success. 13-time All-Star and can do everything a catcher has to do. He could throw guys out, he could block, and he could hit.
Yes,
he was a revolutionary catcher. Didn't he invent the not catching with 2 hands as a catcher?
I couldn't tell
I
you.
think he did.
I think maybe popularized word.
He popularized it, yeah.
would have been a better word. Not
He-
invented, but
Not invented, but he was.
he invented the
three-
catcher's mitt.
But 380 home runs, right? Something around there.
He's up there for Reds all time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he-
I think he is up
For
there.
sure
Is he
is.
number 1? He may be number
I
1.
think
It's
he may be
between him and
number
Foster.
one.
It's between him and
Yeah.
Foster.
What a legend, though.
And that's why he is our number 1 catcher of all
Yes.
time.
Yes, he is.
All right, moving on to the podcast side of things. Are you guys considering recording the podcast with a video sometime in the near future?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big goal of ours. I think
For
everybody
sure.
would agree.
That would be.
That's a big moment.
We're not sure when.
Yeah, we don't
but
know how soon that near future is, but
But
it's
something-
hopefully
yeah.
the sooner the better.
That's something
but-
we're definitely working for.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a big moment when we reach that point when we can finally do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Moving back to some Reds talk. Do you think the Reds will be able to recover from their not so great start?
I believe they will.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree.
mean, there are some real things that need to be fixed, which is mainly their bullpen. Their bullpen is terrible. It's been terrible, but I believe their starting pitchers, their top 3 are maybe the best in baseball, and their lineup is also elite and good enough to make a divisional run.
Yeah, they definitely have the starting pitching to make a run,
Yeah.
and they have a pretty good lineup. So if that bullpen can step up, I think they can definitely turn things around in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I definitely think there should still be some faith in the Reds fans. Maybe not focus on the negative.
Including yourself.
Yeah, including myself. Not focusing on the negative, which is obviously the bullpen, but focusing on the positives, being the Reds' starting pitching being incredible. I mean, set some records.
It's been fun
Lights
to
out.
watch their
Yeah.
starters. Yeah.
And their bats when they're all in the lineup, they can produce.
It'd be very
sure.
nice to see them get hot very soon.
For sure.
Hopefully, make the playoffs still, like we want them to.
16 teams do make the playoffs. So
Yes.
hopefully we'll see them in there. Moving on to some college football now. Predict every Power 5 conference champ, as well as teams you think will end up in the college football playoff.
Ooh, this is a good one.
So we're going to start out with just naming the champs of each conference. ACC, got to go Clemson here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Clemson as well.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, me too. I
Although
don't think
I
there's anybody competing.
I think Notre Dame, possibly.
Oh, Notre Dame being in there is going to be. I think that'll be
I think
quite the matchup.
Notre Dame has
They
a
would
lot
play
of
them
guys
twice.
returning.
Notre Dame is going to be a team to look out for this year for sure.
They could definitely upset the Clemson Tigers. Moving on to the Big Ten, we have Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ohio State too. They're good.
Yeah, I also have Ohio State. I think Ohio State and Clemson are going to be 2 of the most dominant teams we've
For
seen
sure.
in a long time.
Yeah, you got to go with the Ohio State University.
That's right.
The
Ohio
That's coming
State.
from
a Michigan
from
fan.
Mr. Michigan.
That
It's
is
going to be
coming from
9.
Mr.
Is it going to be
Michigan.
9? Let's make it 9.
It will
Let's make
be.
it 9.
It will be. Moving on, Big 12. So this could be a surprise series. Most people will go Oklahoma, but I have Texas here.
I
I like Texas.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah.
I like Texas a lot, but I still think Oklahoma's gonna pull this one off.
I can see Texas. Sam Ellinger.
Yeah, he's
If
coming back.
he gets hot, has a good year, I could see it. But I'm going Oklahoma. I just think they have a good team. Spencer Rattler is a big name.
I'm excited to watch him.
Yeah, I think he could have a great year. I think he's a future Heisman favorite.
Oh, for
Maybe
sure.
not this year, but
In the future.
yeah, in the future.
In the future.
I'm actually going with Oklahoma State.
Wow.
A couple
Really?
episodes
Really?
back, I said that they were going to have a good year this year.
The Cowboys.
I think they can pull it off.
I would like to see
The
that.
lesser of the OSUs.
Yeah.
One of the lesser. Of the OSUs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moving on to the West Coast with the Pac-12, I have Oregon here. I think they're going to be another great team. And with the conference-only schedule, I definitely think they could possibly go undefeated this season.
Yeah, I agree. I like everything Josh said. He really did say it all.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
I also have Oregon here, but I'm a little bit more hesitant to put them as winners. I think them and Utah will be competing for that title.
Utah lost a lot of guys, but they're
I think they'll still be competitive, and hopefully Oregon can return to their Marcus Mariota days, making the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Oregon. I think they might actually go undefeated this year.
Ooh,
like that.
really?
And finally, we have the SEC, the best football conference.
Yeah,
That is
Yeah.
true.
probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And the best basketball conference.
Suck it out.
That's up there for debate. but-
And one of the best baseball
Oh my
conferences.
the
The
best
best.
baseball.
It's not close. That's not
No,
close.
it's not close at all.
close.
All right. So this is going to be a surprise here. This was one of our hot takes, and I have Florida here. I think Florida is going to win the SEC.
You think?
I think they're going to make it to the championship game, and I think they will beat Bama.
You know, a hot take is a hot take, and even though it's mine, I'm going to go with the safe bet here. I'm going to go Alabama, even though I really do like Florida.
I'm also going Alabama here. I think it's going to be a little bit of a less competitive SEC than we're used to seeing with.
Do you
lot
think
of-
Florida will make it to the SEC championship or no?
I couldn't tell you. That's why I didn't pick that.
Or is
That's
it between Georgia and Florida, though?
what? Probably. It probably
Okay.
is. Like
Put Kentucky in there, too. They could get hot.
I don't think so. Okay, but
I do.
I think Alabama will be
That would be nice. That would be
Stoops
nice.
troops.
I think Alabama will be a one or two loss team, taking away the SEC championship.
Wow.
Yeah, they're still gonna be great. Even losing Tua this year, they're still gonna compete at that next level.
Alrighty, moving on to our playoff now. 4 teams. We'll start with 4. At 4, my SEC champ, I have Florida.
Number one seed.
Floor. We're starting with 4.
4. Oh, we're going 4-1.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
as,
4
as,
seed.
as I just said.
Sorry, I was zoning out. 4 seed, I have
As we know,
Alabama.
you have a reputation for missing things, don't you?
No, I really don't.
Jeez.
My 4 seed is Alabama SEC champs.
Blake?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you just kind of did it. You just kind of said it. Okay. All right. Well, my number 4 is actually a team that I didn't have winning their conference, but I think it's going to be because they don't play in a conference, but they will be this year, kind of. But it's Notre Dame.
So wait. So
Really?
you think Notre Dame
I think Notre Dame will
will
have,
lose their conference championship?
I think they'll have 2 losses, both of them being to Clemson, one in the regular season, one in the championship, and
so
just
they'll
think,
go 8-2.
yeah,
they'll
and
be
I
in the
think
playoff.
they'll beat out a 1-loss
Wow.
Oregon.
I don't want to sound like I'm attacking you here, but the as you say, the pro SEC college football committee is going to put 2 ACC teams in the playoffs.
Well, Notre Dame is not an ACC team; they would just be
Well,
competing in that conference because
that
of
would
the.
This year,
So
they would be
considered
ACC.
ACC.
Yeah,
But they put 2 SEC teams in the.
yeah. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
they do
but
that
you
every
think they're
year.
SEC biased.
What?
So,
Well,
are they
as
gonna
I
change the
said, the
bias?
SEC isn't going to be that good, so I don't think they can do that. Get away with that.
Interesting take.
Thank
from
you.
a Notre Dame and Ohio State fan.
At number 4, I'm gonna go with the
it
SEC
happens.
champs, Alabama.
Fair enough. There you go. Number 3, I have Oregon here. As I said earlier, I think they're going to go undefeated in the Pac-12 conference, and that's why I have them at the 3 spot.
Number 3, I have Oklahoma. I kind of see them pigeonholed into a 3 seed because Ohio State and Clemson
Yeah, that's fair.
are really solid, and Alabama is right there with Oklahoma. They're just a little bit worse.
At number 3, I also have Oklahoma. I think, as I said, Spencer Rattler. I think he's going to be somebody to look out for here, putting up some crazy stats. He's got probably Patrick Mahomes kind of player, and I think he'll just lead them to a 0-1 loss season.
Wow.
As a freshman, that's impressive.
Yeah.
At number 3, I'm gonna go with Oregon. They're still gonna be very good, and as I said earlier, they're gonna win the Big 12.
At number
Pac-12.
2,
Sorry,
Yeah,
I said Big 12.
Pac-12, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
is Big 12 a thing? No, Big 12 is not a thing.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
Big 12
Yes, it
is.
is.
That's
Just
Oklahoma,
pick the winner.
Oklahoma
Good point.
State.
Just
Yeah,
pick the
yeah.
winner of that.
I was thinking Big 10.
It's
like,
okay.
wait.
We make mistakes.
No,
Big Ten.
you're thinking Pac-10.
Yeah.
Pac-10, Pac-12.
I was thinking Pac-10. I was like, wait a second.
That used to be a conference, and then 2 teams got
That's
added,
right.
and now it's Pac-12.
Yeah, they just added.
Which is simple addition. You know, I hope all our viewers.
Well,
know.
the Big Ten is the Big Ten with 14 teams.
Yeah.
So.
The Big 14.
I
That
don't
doesn't
understand
sound
that.
good.
No.
That does not sound
Well,
good
because
at
it
all.
started Big Ten, and then they
Big one.
added 4
Okay,
teams.
yeah, let's move on. Number
Come
two.
on,
Number
jeez.
two. Believe it or not, I have a Big Ten team. I have Ohio State here.
Yeah, I also have Ohio State. I think they are the second best team. in
That's
college football.
obviously.
Which one? Which one?
Type of it
Obviously.
too.
They're gonna
Obviously.
be crazy this year.
Yeah. At number 2, as much as it pains me, I have Ohio State. I think they're going to
Pains
be...
you.
What?
You're an Ohio State fan.
It pains
I said
me
as
more
a-
to
as
say
a
it.
Notre Dame fan.
As much as it pains me to put them at 2.
Okay. I
Oh,
thought,
okay.
I thought you meant like, oh man, they're in the playoff. What a shame.
No. To put them at number 2.
Okay.
I think they'll be even better than they were last year, and that's saying a lot. They have a lot of returning players.
like their quarterback.
Like
who's
their
gonna
quarterback.
Go, who's going to go second overall. Because Trevor Lawrence is going to go first overall.
Yeah, okay.
Funny,
Trevor Lawrence
but
is good.
true.
This also pains me, but I'm putting Ohio State there at
In
number
a different
2.
way.
Yeah, in a different way.
different way.
In a different way. And at number 1, I think we all agree here with
It's
Clemson.
Yep.
Clemson Tigers.
Touchdown Jesus, Trevor Lawrence leading them. I think it's going to be hard for them to lose a game, and I think they will win the college football playoff.
Yeah,
It's
I
all
think,
said and done.
I
yeah,
agree.
I think
Touchdown Jesus. That's fine.
I think Clemson is getting one of the clearest paths to the championship that we see in a team. Not necessarily because all their teams they play are bad, because they're so good.
They're just
They're just so good, and
Trevor Lawrence recently got engaged. You
He
love to
did.
see it.
Knee wasn't
did.
down.
Then
The
he
knee
wasn't
was
down.
No, I think he's running a fake.
he's
Yeah.
running a fake.
It's a fake kneel.
Like
Yeah.
the Steelers tried to do against the Patriots, and they failed.
Well, they actually
And they
they
failed.
executed it one year against the Dallas
They
Cowboys.
failed against the Patriots when it mattered. Absolutely.
Well,
I love
okay.
it. I
all
love
right,
to
let's
see
move
it.
on to the next question here. Another Cincinnati question. Is it hard? Cincinnati sports question, I should say. Sorry. Is it hard to believe that Joe Mixon was left off the list of the NFL's top 100 players?
Absolutely. I think.
Oh,
I think it's a bit of a travesty. I think he's a really, he's a really underrated running back, and with the abysmal offensive line that the Bengals had last year, and the numbers that Joe Mixon still put up despite that O line, I find it to be a bit crazy that he didn't make the top 100 or top 50.
Oh,
Wow.
top 50. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on.
NFL's top 100 players is known, infamous for not doing
Messing
the best
up,
job,
just
not
messing
doing the
up,
best
yeah.
job at ranking players.
Because the players are voting, so it's
yeah, it's not always the most agreeable list, if that makes sense. But I don't think Joe Mixon should have been on it. I think it's fine that he's not. I don't think it's that blasphemous. 2 years ago,
It's not a travesty. That he's on
it's
it.
not a travesty.
Yeah.
Let's not throw that word around lightly.
I don't think he should have made it, but don't get me wrong, he's a really good running
Yeah,
back.
2 years ago it'd be ridiculous for him to
Oh,
not
yeah.
make it on that. But last year didn't put up as good of numbers. Was still a great running back, but just not. I don't think he's a top 100 player.
All right, and finally, our last question sent in by the fans: when the season approaches, will you guys be doing any local high school football talk?
I don't think we are going to do that because I think we are trying with our podcast to stay as broad as possible, keep it
Yeah.
on a national scale, so we can have the widest range of audience that we can.
And it's something we can just talk about, something that
Now,
we watch.
we also want to let you know all four of us are huge high school sports fans. And
oh yeah, we take great pride in our school.
That's
we
right.
take
But-
pride in our school, and we follow our region, especially in almost every sport.
Yes.
And we also, play baseball, as you guys would assume. So we really do love high school sports. We just can't talk about it here because it's not possible.
I mean,
It is possible, but
Well, everything's possible, but it's not realistic.
The word impossible is I'm possible.
it's not a travesty that we're not talking about
Yeah.
it on the show.
Travesty is
Travesty.
Joe Mixon not having an
Okay.
offensive line.
Okay.
It's
All right,
not
let's
really-
move on.
it's-
Blake, you have our next segment: podcast predictions with the NBA.
So I'll take it away with podcast predictions. We've done this in the past. You know the drill. We're going NBA today, and we're gonna kick it off with the big award. I was gonna do a funny phrase there, but I can't think of one.
Big award.
Big award. It's huge.
No,
Like
it's
6 feet tall.
it's normal size. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, all right. So we're gonna kick it off with MVP. I'm going Giannis back to back.
I am also going.
yeah,
Giannis.
I'm also going
I'm gonna
Giannis.
go Giannis too. Man, he's good.
Yeah, I don't know how you can not pick Giannis here when he's averaging 30 points a game, 14 rebounds. When you can do two two things that, you can pride a player off of, I guess, being
Offense
a
and
rebounder
defense.
or
That's basketball. Yeah.
yeah, that is yep.
He's definitely up in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, too.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, and
Yep.
I think there's two people in the conversation, but I think he's the obvious pick choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And moving on to a Defensive Player of the Year, as we were just talking about, I think Giannis is close, but I'm actually going to have to give this to Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers, averaging 2.5 blocks a game, 1.5 steals, and 7 defensive rebounds. I think that's just some of the best defensive numbers, which I have the best defensive player.
I'm gonna go. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm also gonna go Anthony Davis here. Ever since he came out of college, he's been an absolute force in the paint.
He was a force in college.
Yeah, he was coached up
He
really
was.
well by, I think, maybe one of the best coaches in college basketball history.
The best.
The best. Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
You will get a lot of people angry if you say that.
And he's really, and Anthony Davis has really turned into an absolute star, which
He's a
I
star.
knew he would.
Oh,
he's one of the best.
He's a star.
Yeah.
He's a star in the league. Defensive Player of the Year, I also have Anthony Davis, even though I think Giannis is up there as well.
The brow.
I do have the brow as my Defensive Player of the Year.
His brow has gotten a little less prevalent since
Yeah.
college.
Yeah,
really
it's a
has.
little
It's
disappointing.
a shame.
It's the only disappointing part of his game, I think.
He hasn't
unibrow.
he hasn't shaved it yet. He's kept it though.
Yeah,
It's still.
I
there.
wonder what
It's-
Anthony Davis without even eyebrows would look like. He'd be weird. He'd be like, ooh, with his big ol' eyes staring at you. Sorry, Anthony.
All right,
All right,
Rookie
I am
of the
also
year.
going with the brow.
Yeah. Okay. The brow. All right. Rookie of the year. I'm going with number 2 overall pick of 2019 draft because that would make him a rookie, obviously.
Well, Ben Simmons
Really?
did win it one year.
Oh, you're right.
yep.
You're right. All right. Well, I'm going Ja Morant. I mean, just he's the best rookie, which is why I got him here. Oh, you disagree?
Oh boy.
Oh, no. Please talk.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
he's averaging 17.5 points per game, which is second among rookies.
Yeah.
7 assists per game, which is first, and almost 50% field goal and 37% from 3, which are both top 10 in players and rookies that are play consistently.
I'm also going to go Ja Morant
Why were you so against
What?
it?
because I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year.
Okay, but if Giannis, if Zion,
Wait,
If
so-
Zion didn't get
wasn't
hurt,
hurt.
if Zion
I
didn't
agree.
get hurt,
Yeah,
then
me
Zion
too.
would have won Rookie
I
of the Year.
100%
But since-
agree.
But because he got hurt, Ja Morant's going to pull this one
Yep.
off.
As Matt just said, if Zion played all year, if he
He's
was
not.
healthy, he
Ja
would've won.
Morant's not the best rookie, but he's had the best season because Zion got hurt. If that
He's
makes
good.
sense. He
Ja
is
Morant
good.
is
He's
very
good.
good.
Ja Morant's
you
the
can't,
future
you
of the
can't, you
Grizzlies.
can't sell him short because he's great, but
I mean,
he's
and
not
at
Zion.
the same time, you want to talk about being a team player. I mean, he's single-handedly put the Grizzlies in conversation
Oh,
for being
sure.
one of the
They're-
top teams
I think
in
they're
the
in the
league.
8th spot right now.
Yeah, and I think they'll keep it, but
Yeah.
conversation for another day.
That is.
Or
Let's move on.
past dated. I think we already talked about it.
Yeah.
As Josh. It's a long
Boy,
end.
that was a long cowbell, and now it is time for joke of the week, or every random point in the episode.
Pretty
I will tell-
self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's the joke of the week. No more explaining.
Let's hear it.
All right, here's this week's joke. If a basketball player gets athlete's foot, what does an astronaut get?
Astronauts.
Base foot.
Mistletoe.
That's pretty good.
I like
Pretty
that
good.
That's pretty good. I like
Hope,
that
hope
one.
it's a step up.
That-
I know
that-
I've been,
that is-
That is
I
a
know
big
I've
step
been
up
kinda, I know
from the last
I
one.
know I've let the fans down recently. I hope I get it back with this one.
Last week was not very good, but this
Yeah.
was a good
Good
one.
Good job.
I
You're
like
back
that
up
one.
there,
I like
Matt.
that one.
Glad-
Good job.
I'm glad to be back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Go ahead, Tristan.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to
You
continue
finish.
from. Okay. But as Josh, it's short and sweet. As Josh and Blake said,
And
and
Matt.
Matt, sorry,
We all agree.
that Ja Morant would win it.
We've all agreed so far. It's a little boring, but I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
we
it
have our
might get
opinions,
tricky.
and
It
sometimes we share 'em.
might be different with me in
And
the next
sometimes,
two.
sometimes we share our opinions. All right, moving on. We got Coach of the Year here. I got Mike Budenholzer of the Bucks, and I think this is pretty obvious. Might not. I think it's pretty obvious.
Yep.
I mean, led the Bucks to being the best record in the NBA. They're first in points per game, first in SRS, first in pace, and first in defense. They're the best team in the league, and he's just done such a great job with them, and he's Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he's going to carry him far, but in the Eastern Finals, he's
Oh
going to
my
end up
goodness.
losing to the Celtics.
Don't bring it up.
He is going to be the Celtics. We all know that's going to happen.
You love to hear it. You love to hear it.
And
If you want to hear a blasphemous conversation, go back to the last episode of the Fourth Inning Podcast.
I'm gonna have to go with Nick Nurse here for the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
I believe And speaking of the Celtics, Brad Stevens is up there, but because he is going to carry the Celtics to a NBA
Oh my goodness,
Finals.
shut up.
But Nick Nurse is going to win Coach of
Can
the
it.
Year with the Toronto Raptors because he still kept them in contention for the best
without
in
without
their
their number one.
conference.
Yep, they're number 2 in the East right now without Kawhi Leonard. So he's also my Coach of the Year.
All right, now we're going to move on to Sixth Man of the Year, and I'm going to pain some people, some big Clippers fans. Wait, yeah, big Clippers fans.
Clippers.
Well, you'd also, pain them and then heal them, I guess, because I got a Montrezl Harrell here.
How is that painting them?
Because it's not Lou
Not
Williams.
Lou.
Okay,
But you're giving it to another person
Yeah.
on the team.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's I hate to do it because he's one of if not the best sixth man of all time, Lou Williams. But Montrezl Harrell just had a great year off the bench, 18.5 points, points per game, that'd be pretty embarrassing. 7 rebounds
that
per
would be
game, 2
embarrassing.
assists per game, 58% from the field, and over a block a game. And I just think some crazy stats coming off the bench.
I also have Montrezl Harrell here. I don't want to be repetitive, so I'll just pass it on. Blake, you said
Wait,
it all.
did you say over a walk a game?
Block.
A block.
Oh, I was like, we counting
That'd be a weird
travels?
stat. That'd be a weird stat to bring up in this conversation.
Yeah. He's got to be
Okay.
a pitcher.
I apologize on that. My Sixth Man of the Year is, as Blake mentioned earlier, Lou Williams. I think it's definitely between the 2 Clippers guys.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give Lou the edge here.
I'm going to agree with Josh. Lou Williams, and he's going to three-peat.
Yeah.
I thought it was more than that.
Wow.
I think it is.
If he
I think
wins
it is
it,
more
he
than
wins like the most Sixth Man of the Year, right? I think that's what it is.
We shall do some research
I
now.
think. Don't quote me on it.
Our
Not a big
apologies.
NBA guy. Just.
Big enough. Oh, okay. This is making
Oh
it.
yeah, okay. So Jamal Crawford has won the award
Yeah.
a record 3 times,
Yes.
and Lou also has 3. So if he wins it this year, he will hold the record.
Man, I know my NBA. I'm just so good.
Congratulations.
That's I
I'm-
think that's the only
Good
thing
job.
I actually
for
know.
you. I'm happy for
Go
you.
Pistons, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Jamal Crawford's still in the league. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's brazy.
He's coming back.
All right, now moving on to our last award that we're predicting. Most improved player last year going to Pascal. This year I don't have it going to him again. Going to Brandon Ingram. I mean, he boosted almost all of his stats this year, being 24 point per game, increasing that 6 points a game, which is ridiculous. That's a lot. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's
it's
a
a
big.
lot.
That's a big difference, and it's just he really improved his game.
For most improved, I have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Boy,
SGA.
I know he was just okay last year, and he's
just a rookie. I mean,
he's
that's
improved
nothing you
and
can ask
he's
for.
become an absolute baller. I mean,
Baller.
I've known this because he went to Kentucky, and I know he was really crafty and he was coached up very well. But I think
Second time
I
he
think
said that.
I think that good coaching from Mr. John Calipari is finally showing, and he's becoming a force in the NBA like most Kentucky players do.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. My most improved player, as Blake said earlier, Brandon Ingram. He's been a huge part of the Pelicans' success without Zion earlier in the year, and he's just improved so
That
much.
team's been surprising. They lose their best player, and now they're better than they've been in a while.
Lonzo Ball's done a great job
Yeah.
for them. Josh
Yep.
Hart's done a good job off the bench. Who else? Even Jackson Hayes, rookie.
Drew Holiday.
Drew
Jackson
Holiday.
Hayes,
Yeah.
Rookie Jackson Hayes has stepped up.
product
he's been
of Moeller
good.
High School.
That's right.
That is right.
Yeah.
Moeller.
I'm also going to go with Brandon Ingram here, as Blake and Josh said.
All right. All right.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna have a quick break here, and then afterwards we're gonna conclude the episode with on this day in sports, and of course Douglas's hot take.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Fourth Inning Podcast. And before we jump into the hot take, on this day in sports, July 30th, 1996, Tommy Lasorda retires as the Dodgers manager, capping off a career compiled of just under 1,600 wins, 2 World Series championships, and 4 National League pennants as the skipper of the Dodgers.
Wow. What a career for Tommy Lasorda.
What a guy.
Yeah, what a guy.
Wish
Now-
I knew him.
Yeah, wish I knew him. I don't. But now I will. I'll bring it on to Douglas's hot take, where every episode I deliver an unpopular sports opinion and we discuss it. This week's hot take is that the San Diego Padres will make a deep playoff run.
Excuse you.
It's okay.
I
It happens.
apologize.
But Matt, I agree with you on this one. This is
2 in a row.
This is a young team with a lot of potential, and they also have some veterans that have proven that they can play in the big leagues. So this is definitely a team to watch out for.
I think they have some veterans who are washed
Oh,
and
really?
not that
Washed.
good, like Eric Hosmer, who is
He's actually having the best year of his best start to his career so
it's
far.
like 5 games into the season.
And he's hitting well.
It
over
can still be
300.
the best start of his career.
Okay, well, is a start gonna make them
No,
deep,
no, no,
make
no.
them
Like,
deep in the playoff run?
they said this is the best start he's had to any season.
Yes.
Okay, well, he's not producing.
Is he still? He's
No,
not.
he may
You
be-
say
he
he's
may
not
be-
producing,
he may be-
but
he
he's
may
having
be
the
this
best start to
season.
his
This
season.
season, this
Is
season,
Kirby
this
Yates a
season, this
washed-up veteran?
What? No, because
Okay.
he's still their best pitcher.
Okay.
Probably at all.
Will Myers a washed-up veteran?
Yes.
No, he's not.
Oh, we're not saying
not
washed
bad.
up.
Not really.
I don't know about that.
Here you go.
Tristan,
No, the Padres-
Tristan, what do you think on
Yeah.
this?
What's your opinion, Tristan?
Thanks, guys.
Tristan,
They're gonna make the playoffs, but they're not going to make a
Alright.
deep playoff run. They're gonna lose like the first round.
First
they're
round.
getting the 2 seed
Their
I think
in their division.
their pitching rotation, like, it's not that great.
Well,
They only have 2 good starting pitchers.
they have some.
That's
they
it. And their
Okay, well, they're-
relievers aren't the best either.
They're competing with 3 other teams because the Giants aren't
Yeah.
a competitive team.
The Diamondbacks.
The Giants and
Diamondbacks-
Diamondbacks.
Di-
Diamondbacks don't have a great start. I still think they have a
this.
good
This
team.
may be a hot take and a hot take, but I think other than Los Angeles, the NL West isn't much. It's not much.
I agree.
Yeah.
Rockies are an average
Rockies,
team.
They're average.
Rockies are a team with a lot of good players, just not
They
a good
can.
team.
Yeah, and
The
then
Rockies might be the most average team in baseball.
the Giants and Diamondbacks are on a downhill trend, and I think they are.
I would say so.
I wouldn't compare the Giants and the Diamondbacks though.
They're both on a downhill trend though.
The
Just
Giants
their
are
slopes are at different
the
angles.
Giants are just terrible, like horrific.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks are just not good.
Diamondbacks are below average. Giants are just not good.
That's not good.
And the Padres also have Fernando Tatis Jr. They have a good Manny Machado who's in his prime years
Tatis
now.
definitely would have won Rookie of
He
the
would
Year
have
last
won
year
Rookie of the
if
Year.
he was not
He's
injured.
had a hot start already, I believe.
Yeah, their hitting is really good, but their pitching, they're not going to keep up with all the runs they give up.
Well, they have one of the best bullpens in the
Yeah,
league.
Chris Paddock is an ace as well.
Yeah,
Well,
back
you
to the
know,
lineup.
They only have 2 good starting pitchers. That's it.
but they can
Well,
put up
agree.
runs.
Chris Paddock isn't gonna start every game. It's 1 in every 5. So I mean, you can't really. What are you making?
You
faces
could
at?
say that for
You
every
could
team.
say
though.
that about everybody.
No, not when you're.
Garrett Cole can only start for the Yankees once.
Okay, but what about
DeGrom-
Luis
DeGrom-
Severino?
DeGrom is a
can only
perfect
start
example.
for the
What?
Mets once.
DeGrom
Yeah.
is a perfect example.
That's true.
Justin Verlander can only start
DeGrom?
for the Astros once.
DeGrom is a perfect example. After
Okay,
DeGrom, it's
but-
pretty much no one. Or, I mean, I guess Syndergaard, but Syndergaard has been below average the past few years.
Okay, well, it's a
And
little
that's
bit
true.
more.
That is
It's a little
true.
bit more extreme here when it goes from Chris Paddock to Dinelson Lamet or Lamet. I don't even know how you say it because I don't know who that is.
That's actually funny.
But I mean, it's just. I mean,
We have figured out that some no names can be good. Who is the guy for the Cubs that whooped
it's
up
one
on
game.
the Reds?
It's
on
one
Tuesday?
game. Is he
Yeah.
going to pitch like that every time? Probably not.
In a
Yeah.
60-game season, you don't know
60
what can
game,
happen.
A 60-game season, still 11 or 12 starts. Probably, considering they
Yep,
start every
likely,
5 games.
And they're not going to win all of them.
Well-
yeah, we're not. Well, obviously.
Good point. That's a very good point. You see?
Yes, no team is undefeated. No team is undefeated.
It's
No
a
one's
good
going to
point
win them all.
there. Anyways, back to the lineup part, as Matt was talking about earlier, but was cut off by Blake with the starting pitcher.
Rudely cut off
I
after
wasn't
his.
cut off.
Oh, it was actually Tristan. I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tristan.
Because Matt was talking
That's
about
a
how
sick-
good their hitting was, but he didn't mention their starting
Well,
pitching.
because we were talking about their hitting in the side of things, so we're going to continue to
Okay,
do that.
sorry.
With
My
the
bad.
best.
My bad.
The
guys
best
like-
defense is a great offense.
the guys
That's what
like
they say.
Tammy Pham.
Tammy.
Tommy Pham, who they traded for, and Josh Naylor.
I think it's the opposite actually, but
What?
never mind. Not what Matt said. He said the best.
We'll come back to it.
Best
We'll come back
defense is
to
a
it.
great offense, and I don't think that's a saying. I think it's the best.
No.
Best- Well, he said the best offense is a great defense.
Okay.
And I think it's the best defense. A good defense. The best defense.
I think
That's what I said. I
think
said the best defense.
No,
is a
Yeah,
great
you
offense.
no,
said-
he
you
said
said-
he said the best defense is the.
I don't
Best
think he
offense.
did. But okay.
I
All right,
did.
Josh. Sorry.
Anyways, good pitching will always be good hitting. That's my opinion, and that's what I'm going to stick to in this. But You get the point. But I think their bullpen, if a game is close late in the game, I think the bullpen can finish the job and they can keep the game as close as needed so the offense can score runs.
Yeah, Kirby Yates and Drew Palmers really do headline a bit of a nasty bullpen.
Tim Hill.
MLB.com actually ranked the Padres as the number 2 bullpen heading into 2020, only behind the great New York Yankees. They are great.
I mean, they are pretty great.
Yeah. But
So, I mean, is their bullpen really that bad if they're ranked second in baseball?
When
they're not-
did I ever
they're not
say
bad.
their bullpen was bad? I don't
Tristan
remember.
said
they're not
bad.
they're not
Nobody
the
ever
best.
said
They're not the best. No, they're only second.
They're just not the best.
They're
But-
not the best.
Okay,
Good
well-
point.
When you
But, like-
have not good pitching, then you're gonna have to. You get behind in the game. You bring in your bullpen early, and then you start using arms, and then pitchers aren't gonna put runs on the board.
because they're starting pitchers.
Yeah,
are-
they're good hitters. Well, like
Yeah,
Fernando
they do
Tatis,
have great
Manny
hitters, as we
Machado,
just
Yeah,
mentioned.
Eric
I'll agree with that.
Hoffman,
Their
Myers.
hitting is very good.
Whatever, 3 good players that they have hitting.
4 or 5, I'd say.
And in a
but
playoff-
they're not going to keep up with their pitching with giving up all the runs.
Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis
And
Jr., and Tommy Pham.
In a 162 game season, I'm not gonna lie, the Padres would have a bit of a challenge to make the playoffs. But the expanded playoffs make it a lot easier. I think the hardest part will be making the playoffs.
Yeah, but
For the Padres, and I think once they're there, I think they'll.
but the
I
hot
think
take
they'll
is a
go far.
deep playoff run, not just
Yeah.
making it.
Well,
How
I think,
deep is
I
it?
They're
think-
gonna-
I think
I-
they'll be
I think-
second
If we're
playoffs.
going to talk about their bad pitching staff, we have to acknowledge in the first game they lost. That's summer camp. Never mind. Let's go to the home opener. They won 7-2 without 2 runs. Second game 5-1, allowed 1 run. Third game only allowed 4, but they still lost. That was third game. Fourth game they won 6-2, only allowed 2 runs. Fifth game only allowed 3 runs and won 5-3.
They have a hot start. Reds didn't,
Oh,
and
my
it could just
Lord.
switch. It's not going to stay like that the whole year.
Well, obviously, no one's going to go undefeated this year.
Yeah, no one is undefeated.
Well, it's impossible.
Well, they also played their opening series against a team that you both were just.
Well, it's
talking
the
about as a
team,
bad
the team.
team.
Yeah, but it was also the team that you said that wasn't trending downhill. You said you can't compare.
I didn't because I said they're not as bad. You are just making that like that's just an argument that isn't there. What are you arguing against?
Kinda is.
You just said that you're arguing me to argue. Like that's not the argument.
What?
You're arguing me to argue. Like just not about the argument. Like the hot take.
Well, does the Diamondbacks not being good have nothing to do with the
Well,
Padres?
you said that I simply said that the Diamondbacks aren't as bad as the Giants. I said they were bad.
How about this? You want to go off a series of a good team against a bad team? Well, the Tigers, I believe, took 3.
Okay, well the Reds
2 of
are
3 against the
are
Reds.
2-4, so you can't really call them a good team.
Well, they are a good team.
Well, you're saying that as a Reds fan, aren't you?
No, they're a good team.
They're 2-4. You can't say a 2-4 team is a
from
good
a Red
team.
Sox fan, Josh, are the Reds a good team?
Solid
getting a little
pitching-
off
Solid
topic.
pitching staff. Not a good bullpen. They have potential to be a really good team, but as of now, they are about an average team. So I would say, yes, they're a good team. They're not a great team.
They are a good team.
What was I mean? You
I'm
were getting
comparing.
so off topic.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. So sorry, guys. We'll get back to the main point. I think,
Sorry,
I
guys.
think a big part of them making the playoffs is going to be them whooping up on their division, and I think they'll whoop up on the
And they-
Giants and
yep.
whoop up on the Diamondbacks.
100%.
Okay, well,
Well, yeah,
they're gonna
they-
play this.
they will.
What about they're gonna have to play the Dodgers, and with them playing only the NL West and the
All
AL
right,
West.
they play the Dodgers 10 games. I'd
Yeah,
say
and
they
then
go 4-6.
4-6. That's fair.
Okay,
What would you
Uh,
say? What would you say?
I would say 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3.
You mean
7-3. Okay, Blake
No,
said 7-3.
7-3 in the favor of the
Blake
Dodgers.
said
That's
7
pretty
and 3.
close.
Blake
6
said-
or 4-6 and 3 and 7 is pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Okay, well, big difference.
Give or
but-
take 1 or 2 wins.
Okay,
I mean,
well, they're also gonna have to play in the AL against the AL West, playing against Angels,
Angels
Astros.
have been an awful start this year.
Yeah, Astros.
But the Astros
The
might
Mariners-
not.
Astros.
The Mariners are not that good.
I didn't say
If the
Mariners.
Astros don't have Verlander back by then, they're gonna
You're
win.
just stop arguing
Oh,
with me.
boy, here we
I'm
go
not going
again.
against
Here
the
we go.
whole hot take. It's just the
You're-
one
you
point
keep-
you made.
Because I didn't. You guys,
This is too good.
you guys are you guys are like
too
picking
good.
out little tiny things that just
That's
don't
too easy
matter.
here.
I mean, the teams that the Padres play do matter.
Yeah,
that directly
that's why I'm
affects your
saying that
season.
that them having playing good teams.
We can't forget the Rangers because they're very
yeah,
good.
the Texas Rangers. They have Joey Gallo. He can,
Okay,
he
this
can-
doesn't make any
That's
sense.
about it.
I never said them playing the Rangers or the Mariners.
No,
is
but you
gonna
just
affect
you
them.
just
I said they're going to play
playing
the AL West, which means they're going to have to play the Athletics, the Astros,
and that's it.
and the Angels, which are
the
three
Angels are
good
good.
teams.
Angels are an average team.
They're an average team.
I would consider the Angels are the same tier as the Rockies.
And we'll talk about the teams they have to play in the playoffs if they make the playoffs.
In a playoff baseball is so much different than regular season baseball.
Yeah.
A bullpen's a huge factor
I think
in postseason baseball,
the best-
and they win that.
the best teams are the loosest teams, and I think with all the no, it's true. The best teams are the loosest teams, and I think with Fernando Tatis, he's got a lot of swagger. Manny Machado obviously has a lot of swagger.
He's a gamer.
And I think he's a gamer, and I think they'll just thrive in that playoff atmosphere. I really think they will.
I agree with you. Tatis is an exciting player to watch, and he's been stepping it up. I think he will step up in postseason baseball, and even Chris Paddock, a young guy. It'll be fun to watch him play.
It is gonna be fun,
Fun-
and I
or
see
pitch,
teams.
I should say.
What are some teams that are gonna?
How? Okay, well, hold on. How deep is a deep playoff run?
Well, 16 teams.
16 teams.
2 rounds.
Yeah.
So the DS.
Well,
And
how's
ODs.
it gonna work? With
Like
16?
they make it past
It could
2
just go
rounds,
Sweet
or they make it
16.
to the
Is a
second
deep
round.
playoff
Just go
run
Sweet
losing?
16.
Is a deep playoff run losing the division series or winning it?
winning it.
Winning. The
So being in the
division
conference,
series. Yes.
the conference series. So one game away from the World
Championship
Series.
One series away.
Series,
from the World
yeah.
Series.
Okay,
true.
sorry, that's what I meant.
Fair.
That I just don't see that happening. I don't see them being a top 4, ending in the top 4 of teams in the MLB.
We got to think National League. What are those top teams in the National League? You can go Dodgers,
Dodgers,
of course. Maybe you can go Braves are up there,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then no one really from the Central I see being a true contender.
That's true.
I don't see anyone from the Central being a contender.
There's a lot of weaknesses
So I'm just-
that
so
will
what
stop
is that?
teams in Central
I-
from going
we could-
crazy.
Okay, that's one with the Braves. What do you want? Let's put the Nationals back up there or no?
The Nationals are last.
It's
though.
very early to be talking about this,
Well,
so you can't really.
We just
Well.
gotta
This
think.
It's not.
This is to talk about the teams who are gonna have to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, so you can't say that.
Well, you can't say
because
that they're
the
bad
Reds.
from-
So first off, you can't say that the Reds are that they're 2-4 that they're going to end at the same pace.
We're gonna say what we know.
The Nationals were under 500 at the All-Star break. They won the World Series, right?
And that's why I just asked if we should put the Nationals up there just
Yeah.
in case.
yeah, so you can't really decide who the teams are going to be playing.
No,
in the
we're
playoffs
not.
are.
We're just naming solid teams who we know that have good potential.
Yeah,
And right now we're at like 4.
that is more than it needs to be. It needs to be 1.
What teams do we have? We have Braves.
We're at the
Braves.
Dodgers, Braves,
Braves.
and that's it.
Mets.
And you throw the Mets up there.
3.
You can throw the Mets
You
up
can
there.
throw the Reds up there.
The
No,
Reds.
don't throw the Reds
I
up
don't.
there.
I wouldn't throw the Reds.
Don't
up
throw the
there.
Cubs. Don't
Not
throw the
yet.
Brewers up there. Obviously not Cardinals, not Pirates.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
You can throw the
There's-
Diamondbacks
they have
up there.
potential.
The National
in
League's
National
a bit.
League.
The National League's a bit iffy, and it's a bit inconsistent, if you ask me. So I think there's a real good chance for the Padres to get hot at the right time, and they just make some magic playoff run,
I don't
deep
think so.
playoff run. You don't think so?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, let's just wrap it up, Blake. What do you
All right.
think?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Don't think what?
That they'll make a deep playoff.
Will
run.
they make the playoffs?
Maybe.
Yeah, I
Probably.
think
Maybe.
I think
Probably.
they'll make the
They'll
playoffs.
finish second
but-
in the division, probably.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Which will get them in the playoffs because that's how it works.
I agree with myself that the
Yeah,
Padres will
really.
make a deep playoff run. Nothing that Blake has said or Tristan can convince me otherwise because they were just I wouldn't say they're poor arguments, they were just ill
I just feel like you
They
exploited.
they had some arguments against arguments on their own side, which
Yes.
is something that was
Yes.
You,
it was,
you
you hate
just
to see that.
exploited arguments
You hate
that,
to
that
see
weren't
that.
relevant. And okay, but we should move
well,
on.
I'm not going to say that I won the argument, but I didn't lose. And that wraps up
Well,
the
Okay, well, we'll cut. I say at the end of the season we come back and we recap on the hot takes. And if the Padres make the NLCS,
Let's
then
do
you,
that.
Then you won the.
All right,
then you
let's
won
come
the
back to
argument.
it.
and if the Celtics win the NBA Finals, you'll be
Yes.
Yeah.
laughing.
hot takes are hot takes for a
You
reason.
were on our side for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I switched.
Yeah, you can't say you're right if it's a hot take.
I think
We'll
this
have to
hot
find
take
out.
has a good chance.
We could come back and
Become-
find
I
out.
like this. I like this.
It has a good
I like
chance.
our
Like
odds.
in the future, we could do one hot take
Maybe
where we talk about
maybe,
previous
maybe
hot
we
takes.
should make a segment called Hot Take Reviews where
Yeah.
we review hot takes
I like that.
in the
We're working the
postseason.
name.
So we'll come back.
Yeah,
We'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll work on the name. But that will wrap up the 9th episode of the Fourth Inning Podcast. We hope you liked it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that. And remember to get 4% better every day. See ya.